The hand on the underside, you want to do half moon or semicircle, so it's right here, okay? This punch is going straight out. This hand is half circle, okay, just like that. And if I'm gonna go slow motion, if the punches are coming directly to the target, this hand will hide the back one, okay? So a lot of people are not gonna see the other one coming, okay, because it's hiding behind this one, okay? So you never drop a hand in Wing Chun and leave it there like that. You see how I just punched and there's nothing behind it? If the fist is not here, it's here, okay? Anytime a hand comes down, another hand is behind it in Wing Chun. It's always recycling. So you can see that. The opponent should see non-stop hands. And this is called the punch of last defense also, because if you don't know what else to do in a fight, you do this. You just punch. If you only got one person fighting you, your mind blanks out. Another guy, maybe he's trying to rape your wife or somebody you know, and your mind blanks out, go back to the punch of last defense. So you're just gonna bring these home on this guy and then go to the guy that's doing somebody in your family harm, okay? So what else about the punches? What else have I missed? Okay, so same thing, you see how these are straight out and then half moon here, okay? One way to think about it is if just like somebody is knocking this hand out of the way, okay, the other fist should be right there already. So if somebody deflects the first punch immediately or the second one, so be it. But your hands are constantly recycling. Some different ways to work on the punch. You can see if I can get this on the, like I said, one way to work on the punches is to do push-ups. Another way is to hit structure. Now I wouldn't recommend that you do large numbers of these for nothing else, for the fact that it hurts, okay? But if you're doing, I broke my hand, I haven't, a long time ago, not doing punches, but no, it's fine, okay? You see how I can do some, I can hit that solid, okay? Typically I'm not gonna wanna train, yeah! Typically I'm not gonna wanna train that way. That's good, babe, keep taking a bath. Typically I'm not gonna wanna train that way, but what that's doing is just showing me that my fist, that's great, 1 minute. That's just showing me that the structure of my fist is in the right position when I'm hitting the target. So what that's gonna set up is how I do my form. So you see, kind of like when it's relaxed, in the more relaxed position, the fist is not in line with the arm. You see how it's kind of facing the target? And part of that is, in case I get pushed back, you can still lock out and do some damage. You always want the fist facing towards the opponent. Okay, you might even be having somebody push you back, but you always want that fist ready to go towards the target, okay? And that's, you see me just like a tank. This is what I'm moving my whole body. 90% of Wing Chun, you're moving your whole body. And you're gonna see later on that the structure of your body is gonna do the work for you, okay? Just like when I'm hitting this, I feel a lot of energy going into the structure of the door frame because I'm not punching from my arm. I'm punching from my spine, and my spine has got, 180 pounds of meat and fat on it. So I'm using all that structure to send the punches, okay? So the main thing to think about when you're doing that punch in the form is just keeping this on center line, okay? Thinking about punching on this part of the knuckle, it's going straight out, okay? And then the same thing with the other side. You don't want to go any farther back than here. A fist distance, if you go back farther than fist distance, this hand is collapsible. So if I'm fighting like this, somebody could even sneak around behind me and grab my arm, but even from here, if somebody, that's all I need. If somebody reaches around, I can still get my arm out of it, okay? So just in the form, you come out, fist distance away, and then you're gonna go straight out. Open a palm up and Hyun Sao. Okay, that's probably enough to work on for right now. Each hand, there's probably at least that much to it. The same thing with the Tan Sao application. Jup Sao probably has even more so. The Wu Sao, it's just this hand, easiest way to think about it, if I don't know what to do with my hands while I'm training, you go to a Wu Sao. So if you're throwing a punch, if you're hitting somebody to the side of the neck, you should always have this other hand. You never want to see a Wing Chun guy like this, okay? Or throwing a punch and the other hand is down here. If it's not doing anything, it always goes back to Wu Sao. So a guy clears this hand out and I do a move, this hand comes right back up to here. And then the next step in that process, what you'll see is, okay, you throw a punch, the hand turns into Wu Sao, and from Wu Sao, you go back to the target again. And eventually you'll get to the point that you won't even go to a Wu Sao position, okay? You'll hit, and then the hand is immediately going to another move, but it's passing the Wu Sao position, if that makes any sense. So that's one thing you can think about when you're coming to this position. Again, the Pak Sao is just defending the body, okay? Right here, I don't want to defend air. You can see there, I'm defending 3 or 4 inches of air. Don't ever want to do that. I want them to get as close to me as possible. Same thing. If somebody is punching at my face, I want to deflect where it just skins by and I can feel that punch. I want to get really in close, okay? So when you're doing that Pak Sao, you're just defending to where that punch scrapes your body. Now obviously, in an intense situation, you're not going to be able to skin it, but that's how you want to train. And guaranteed, you'll see if we ever put on like turtle gear and go full head on, all of your Wing Chun, well, all of your fighting for that matter, is going to go to 50% immediately. So if you're training for perfection, okay, and you're training a Pak Sao to skin by you, when you do that Pak Sao, when your adrenaline's going, it's going to only defend 2 or 3 inches of air. What we don't want is a Pak Sao that's out here, because you can see if I do a Pak Sao out here to a guy that's coming in to punch me, I'm pushing him away. When he's coming in, I want to give just enough to get him in close to me, okay, where I've got him in that same 4 corners we talked about, okay? So Tan, Jup, Wu Sao, Pak, and then this is root palm right here. Root palm can either go straight to the face like this or underneath here if you've got the opportunity. So Tan, and then we'll do that 3 times. The last time is Pak Sao, back to Wu Sao, root palm, palm up, and Hyun Sao. And then Hyun Sao, each move is just, the basics of it is like this. The Hyun Sao clears a hand so it can go inside, but again, probably just as many different applications for the circling hand as there is for the palm up hand. It doesn't necessarily have to go to one side or the other, just like the punch. The punch can go inside, the punch can go outside. Depends on how you're using your elbow and what the opponent's doing. So I hope that's a good video to kind of explain a little bit about the first section of the first form.